our 2-minute silent invocation and in our respective religion for 2 minutes, please. Amen. I'd like to call on Rotary and Chrissy to read the 4-way test for us.
All right. Good day and good evening, everyone. I'm Rotarian Christine Mbaba, representing Rotary Club of Abuja, Asokoro Diamond, District 9127. Here we have the 4-way test of the things we think, say, and do. Number 1, is it the truth? Number 2, is it fair to all concerned? Number 3, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And number 4, will it be beneficial to all concerned? That is our 4-way test. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Christy, for the 4-way test. PP, Adonis, can you elaborate on the 4-way test?
The 4-way test or the objects?
The 4-way test. Can you give a brief explanation on the 4-way test?
It must be said that the 4-way test actually was an idea of the consultant, the Rotarian consultant, I think Herbert, who tried to organize and restructure a company. And he realized that if those 4 questions could be asked of any organization, any individual, as what it could do, say, or think, I think that organization would fare better. That's how it became one of the major elements and tenets of Rotary in terms of integrity that we prefer. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm calling on Rotarian Olufumi to give us the object of Rotary.
Hey.
CP Olufumi,
good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening, everybody. My name is CP Olufumi Okusonya, Rotary Club of Olumot Sunrise, District 911, Nigeria. The object of Rotary. The object of Rotary is to encourage and foster the ideal of service as a basis of worthy enterprise, and in particular, to encourage and foster 1, the development of acquaintance as an opportunity for service. 2, high ethical standards in business and professions, the recognition of the worthiness of all useful occupations, and the dignifying of each Rotarian of its occupation as an opportunity to serve the society. 3, the application of the ideal of service by every Rotarian to its personal, business, and community life. 4, the advancement of international understanding, goodwill, and peace through a world of fellowship of business and professional men united in the ideal of service. Thank you.
Thank you, CP Olufumi, for that. Today, as usual, we always have interesting topics to share in our unique club. And so today we have a very wonderful speaker, a man of timber and caliber, like we say, right? He's none other than PDG Kailash Jethani. I hope I got the pronunciation.
It's Kailash.
Kailash, okay. I want to call on my very own Duchess, the Princess of the Rotary dynasty in Nigeria, Princess Rotarian Lucy, to read the citation of PDG Kailash.
Okay. Good evening once again, my chapter presidents. Good evening, DGs in our midst, and good evening, PDGs and leaders of the various districts, fellow Rotarians, guests, if there's any. I've been called up. My name is Rotarian Lucy from Rotary Club of Port Harcourt Central, District 9141, Nigeria. Currently, I am the polio chair of my club and a member of the Action Group for Peace Nigeria chapter. I'm privileged to call upon today to read the citation of our guest speaker, PDG Kailash. A brief intro of PDG Kailash Jethani. He is one of the most popular Rotarians of District 3142, the fastest growing leader in Rotary District 3142. He became DG 8 years ago after presidentship. He's the youngest DG of District 3142. He's a straightforward person and speaks his mind. He's a construction technologist by training. He's currently in big properties and real estates. His Rotary classification is real estate management. Currently, PDG Kailash has been assigned the role of Action Plan Champion for the sister district 3141 for Rotary year 2024-25. He's a past retractor of 1989-1992 of Rotary Club of 10 East. He joined Rotary in 2005. He was a Rotary president in 2013-2014 of Rotary Club of 10 East. He was elected with record-breaking margin. He was elected with a record-breaking margin of 100 votes, that's 90%, as a district governor to serve District 3142 in Rotary year 2022-2023, which was aptly called as Fab Year. I think that should be a fabulous year. District 3142 had one of the most fabulous year in the Fab Year, that is 2022-2023. Fab Year's initiatives like Digi Walkathon, Bus Ada, Pashu Raksha, Happy Streets, and Netrudva will be remembered for a long time to come. He's a Pohari Society member, a benefactor, a major donor to the Rotary Foundation. He bagged Avenue of Service Citation in 2016 and a Club Builder Award in 2017 from Rotary International. He also bagged the Rotary Foundation's District Street Service Award thrice. He has bagged the prestigious Civic Award from Thane Municipal Corporation, Thane Queen Jan. He is married to Darshna, who is also a Rotarian, and is involved in gifting and wrapping businesses. They have twin daughters, Rashi and Rare. Both are former retractors. Rashi, a mass media graduate who works for a renowned PR firm, Market graduate who works for a renowned global research and analytical firm, Aranka. Fellow Rotarians, district leaders, guests, and friends of the Rotary family, I introduce to you this evening our guest speaker, PDG Kailash Jethani. Let's make welcome him. Thank you.
Thank you for the beautiful citation. PDG Kailash, the floor is all yours, sir. You can project your slides for the lecture. Thank you.
Thank you, President Wayne. And thank you, the Princess of Rotary Dynasty in District 9141, Nigeria, Lucy, for such lucid introduction.
Thank you.
It's very difficult to pronounce names and places or things which don't belong to your natural region. And especially difficult when it comes from India. But you've done a fine job, let me tell you. So thank you for that beautiful introduction.
Thank you.
First things first, I'd like to thank Vijay Kivaramani for introducing me to your club and making you invite me for this wonderful topic, Rotary Action Plan, which is really, really important, and it's a need of the year, hour, and century. I also, as I told you before the meeting started, welcome our zonal Rotary Action Plan champion from Zone 4, past District Governor Gurjeet Sekho, past President Vinay Vyas from 3141, who's the Action Plan Coordinator, Nagjyoti from India, and many other Rotarians from my own districts who were the presidents in my year. And all the Rotarians gathered today for this August meeting. My Rotary greetings to you all. May we have the presentation, Vijay? Sure. So, friends, today we have gathered to understand and know what this Rotary Action Plan is all about. And since it's a Zoom meeting, we can't make it a little more interactive. But if there is a need to talk, I guess the best thing that you can do is just raise your hand, and then probably we'll come to you and maybe know your query about it. So, friends, what is Rotary Action Plan? I mean, it has been almost like 119 years now that Rotary has existed, and it has seen world wars, quite a few pandemics, and so much it has seen, and it has survived. A century-old organization is not a joke. And I believe that there is something in this organization which makes it, not only makes it survive, but it thrives. It thrives in so many various countries. We all, though, come from different geographies. We have a common thread, we have a common ideology, we have a common fabric, which is Rotary. And Rotary binds us all. But it has got something to do with its intrinsic nature. And that is why we all are connected to the word called Rotary. It's a world in itself. We keep saying that we are 1.2 million volunteers, though I believe that we have declined now and we are reduced to 1.14. But at the same time, I believe that this decline will be like a hockey stick effect. A hockey stick is like a tick. It goes down and then goes up again. So this small decline is a precursor for a larger organization to come. And I believe the kind of focus that Rotary International has been giving on this action plan is actually that we need to grow. We need to grow, and that is why the focus is on the action plan, and that is why Stephanie Urchik at the assembly urged all the governors to ensure that there is an awareness for this Rotary Action Plan, as well as whatever we do in our clubs, let it be the projects, or let it be events, or let it be anything that we are doing in the clubs, any initiatives that the clubs are taking, they should pass everything through this Rotary Action Plan test. So the first slide which went by, I guess, is Vijay handling the slides? Yeah. So this is the vision of Rotary. And the vision is very clear, very simple to understand, all encompassing. There's nothing left to say or understand after we have understood this. Together we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. It's a complete statement, friends. And I'm really amazed at the kind of, drafting that has come along. I believe this statement will be valid and relevant for another 100 years at least, because it is a complete statement. If you see parts of this statement, you will realize how vast the organization is. But today, friends, since it's action plan, we will focus on words like together. We'll focus on phrases like people unite. We'll focus on phrases like take action. And then finally, we should focus on create lasting change. Next slide, please. Friends, it's a very simple 4-point action plan which urges all of us to increase our impact, to expand our reach, to enhance participant engagement, and to increase our ability to adapt. These are the 4 simple points. I'll elaborate on these points in the coming slides. Next slide, please. So friends, let's come to the priority 1, which is increase our impact. Now, friends, I would like to tell you that we are the people of action. We Rotarians are people of action, and we are the people who are problem solvers, who like to solve problems in our communities. And we make these decisions of solving the problems grounded in evidence. That is backed by data, backed by evidence. And what we need to do is we need to analyze. We need to analyze. We need to see what the need is all about, because most often than not, what the clubs are doing in the last century is whatever the club feels like, whatever the president and his or her club management feels like, they just go ahead and do that project without realizing. Sometimes it is backed by the tradition. Sometimes it is backed by possibly a short-term goal. And we don't realize the impact that we are trying to make in the communities. Because whatever comes, I believe that statement that I've heard from stalwarts all my formative years was, just imagine if your club ceases to exist tomorrow, will the community miss your club? If yes, whatever your club is doing right. But if it is no, then I guess you should make your club more relevant by looking at what we are doing, by having a very hard look at what we are doing and how we are doing it. So friends, the first thing is that we need to grow. And for that, I guess what we need to do is we need to ensure that whatever we do, we should, I guess, leave a legacy in our communities. And we should try to leave a legacy in our geography. And furthermore, if we can, we should try to leave a legacy in the world. Who knew in 1986, when Rotary Club of Manila started the fight against polio, when the entire world was struggling, we had about 3,88,000 cases in a year. Almost more than 150 countries were afflicted by a dreaded disease called polio. And only one club started it, and then it spread across the subcontinent. Rotary International also took note of it, and made it its mission to ensure that the polio is wiped off from the face of the earth. Cut to the current state, it's only 2 countries which are affected, where the polio is endemic now, and we have only a handful of cases, and we are talking about ending polio, the second disease to be wiped off from the face of earth. Friends, it's a large achievement. It's a huge achievement in terms of humanity. Who knew about this back in 1986, that we will be doing something like that? But it came along. Today, we know the potential of this 1.2 lakh volunteers. If you count Rotaractors with us, we are about 1.4 million volunteers. We know the potential. We know what we can do. We just need to analyze the needs of the community, the needs of the region, the needs of the world, so that we can come up with brilliant plan of a project. And then we can replicate whatever we have done for polio. Friends, why are we doing this and what we need to do? We need to analyze, as I told you, because we need to have data of whatever we did. We need to have hard data on our hands so that we can show people, we can tell a story about it. Just imagine telling a story without numbers of your service will not help. If I tell you my district has been doing pediatric heart surgeries, it will not really matter because most of the districts must be doing their bit of service in terms of medical projects. What's big deal in it? But if I tell you district 3141, not 42, 42 is my home district, but my neighboring district 3141, earlier we were 3140, has done 500, more than 500 pediatric surgeries. That tells you a story. Friends, data is very essential to storytelling. And only if we analyze what we are doing and what we should be doing, we'll be able to tell the story. Once we start telling the story to people, once we start projecting the numbers that we have achieved, once we start, promoting the kind of service that we do, we will start increasing our impact on the society. The continuation of our efforts to eradicate polio is a big example. We are still continuing with the efforts. The Rotary International has still taken it upon themselves to see to it that it ends polio. And friends, the measurement and evaluation is necessary. Like in polio, it is necessary to all of us to ensure that we have this measurement and evaluation of the projects that we do in other focus areas. The 7 focus areas that Rotary Foundation has given us, we are doing some kind of projects in those focus areas. Of course, the grants that we are doing are pretty much measured now because it is backed by very strong paperwork and documentation like need analysis and sustainability. But whatever we do, other projects which are non-foundation funded projects, we may have done billions and billions of dollars worth of service projects all across the world, but we don't know the exact number. We should now start tracking. We should now start counting. We should now start measuring what kind of impact we are leaving on your communities, on our communities, and on the world by doing these projects. Friends, what the club should be doing here is, I believe it should start, as I told you, it should start significantly counting and measuring the kind of volunteer hours that we are doing, the kind of, and Rotary.org has got the tools for you to put to feed the data so that the data remains with the club for a long time. We should create measurable changes, and we should create lasting changes. It's only lasting changes, it's only measurable changes which will convert into lasting changes. And then I told you that we should be telling compelling stories about the changes that we have made, about the time that it has lasted. Friends, it is that we can seek out new ways to translate our expertise into making a difference in our communities and in our globe. Let's prove that our impact on the world has only just begun. Next slide. Next slide, please. Vijay, next slide. Yes. So as I told you, 3-pointer before that. Just a slide before, yeah. So eradicate polio and leverage the legacy. That's what Rotary International has been thinking about. Focusing our programs and offerings. We should focus on whatever we are doing, because these should be need-based. These should not be whims-based. These should not be coming from the club. These should be coming from the communities. And we should improve our ability to achieve and measure impact. Next slide. The second priority is expanding our reach. Friends, it is very necessary now that we should open up our doors and our portals. And we should be open to work, collaborate with other organizations. Because a person can't do much without arms, let me tell you, friends. Without limbs, without arms, a person can't reach out. If we want to reach out to the community, we need to have several arms. We need to have such like-minded organizations which are already into service. We need to enhance the value of their projects and make them our own projects. Or by taking them, we should enhance the value of our projects so that they can also enjoy large projects like what Rotary does. Friends, the reach is so important for all of us now, because in a world where 7 billion population, we are only 12 lakh soldiers, 12 lakh, that's 1.2 million soldiers fighting against all the evils. Friends, we are really short-staffed here, and we should expand our reach. If we can't take these members into our organization, we should just join the bandwagon and try to see to it that whatever good they are doing, we should increase the goodness in it. And the coming future is all about digital engagement, but at the same time, a person-to-person involvement in this digital realm can provide, greater sense of purpose. So we have to look into it. We have what it takes to be the first choice of people. Next slide. So as I told you, grow and diversify our membership and participation. Create new channels into Rotary by collaborating with other organizations. Increase Rotary's openness and appeal, and build awareness of our impact and brand. Next slide, please. Third priority is a very interesting priority. It says that we need to enhance participant engagement. Now, it starts from the clubs. The charity begins at home, as they say. Are we engaging our members? It felt so good to see that President VN has, delegated a few small jobs to others so that they can also get into the, they can also focus on the meetings, and they can feel involved and engaged And that's what we need to do with our members, not only with the meetings, but also with the projects. Not only with the project, but also with the public image of that project, building the public image of that project. And all the members should be given small roles. Possibly, we should own their leadership skills. We should own their organizational skills to see to it that they also turn into leaders, not only for the clubs, but also for the district and also for Rotary International. It's a great organization, friends. We create meaningful relationships. And we have been doing this across decades and across continents. But like the people and the communities we serve, our participants need to be feel, seen, and heard. It's not only with the members, but also our communities. There's a very interesting quote that I'd read somewhere that you should make either anyone you meet, you should make them either a beneficiary or a donor. It's a very beautiful quote, friends. Either a beneficiary or a donor or maybe a provider. That's how things should be as far as Rotary's enhancement of participation and engagement is concerned. Next slide. So we should, I mean, the districts are urged to support clubs to better engage their members. The club management itself should be thinking how to engage members. Sometimes the meetings become very drab and dry with only one person like me talking and others hearing. How to get into a discussion mode probably and make meetings more interesting. How to kind of change the venues and probably make it more interesting, or how to change the program itself, make it more. It was all rigid, friends. Maybe 3 decades back, if you see, in 1990s, 80s, before that, Rotary was very rigid about its decorum, about its protocols. No more. I guess what in the last decade we have seen is it has changed so rapidly that now anything and everything is possible as far as Rotary is concerned. Offer new opportunities for personal and professional connections. Friends, here everybody now in this age, especially the younger crowd that we are looking at, and we are not finding many members in the younger generation. And the reason is that they want the value for their time, they want the value for the money. And if you don't offer them opportunities for their personal growth or their professional growth, they will not join. So we have to, engage them by the ways of their personal and professional connections. To provide leadership development and skills training. That's what we should be doing to our members so that more and more members are attracted to our great organization. Next slide. Friends, the fourth priority and the last priority is increase our ability to adapt. Now, as I told you, friends, we have shown our prowess in this priority. At least we have adapted, we have stood up to the changes of the world whenever need be. And our founder very rightly said back in 1930s, that Rotary, if it has to realize its true potential, it has to be evolutionary at all times and revolutionary occasionally. Friends, very important. Look at it, friends. Almost a century back, someone said something and it still is valid for all of us. We need to change. We need to keep changing with the changing times. And we need to understand what the changes are so that we can change ourselves. And that's what is adaptability, friends. We need to increase our ability to adapt. And we have shown the world when everything came at a halt, a dreading halt. Rotary was still in action. Rotary was still meeting. Friends, COVID. It's a recent past that I'm talking about. And that's where we saw the opportunity that why should a person like me speak only in his district? Why can't someone like me go to a district in Nigeria, a club in Nigeria and speak? And that's what is a gift given to us by COVID. And that's how it helped us to adapt to the situation that if we can't go out of our houses, we'll bring the entire world to our house. And that's how Rotary has thrived through the century, and it intends to thrive furthermore in the next century. It has everything to do with a people of action, which are inventive, entrepreneurial, and resilient at the same time. We very well understand and we know what we stand for and why it matters to us. Friends, we are driven by a sense of optimism, a belief that we are and will continue to be essential, not only essential, but very relevant to our communities, to the world, and to the humanity. Next slide, please. So, friends, we should build a culture of research, innovation, and willingness of taking risks. You never know that change will bring a lot of good to the clubs and the members. We should streamline governance, the structure of it, and the processes so that it becomes more simple. We should review governance to foster more diverse perspectives in decision making. We should understand that we need diversity and we need to understand what the diversity wants to make decisions. And that's why we should review everything and adapt to the new needs. Next slide, please. So how clubs can bring Rotary Action Plan to life, friends? Again, the answer lies in these 4 simple words: impact, reach, engage, and adapt. Just keep focusing on these 4 words for whatever the club does. If you focus on these 4 words, let it be club service or community service, I'm sure a lot of good can come out of it. Next slide. Friends, there's a wonderful toolkit that is available on rotary.org on the page of Rotary Action Plan. And these are few very important guides and documentations which is available. Just use, and also the wonderful resource that we have got now on rotary.org is the Learning Center, friends. There is an entire course material for action plan, friends. I urge you all to go through that learning plan on the Learning Center for Rotary Action Plan. And I believe you should be talking about this to your members. And everybody should understand how Rotary wants to move into the next century. Next slide, please. So friends, Rotary Action Plan plus your club's action will make a very simply irresistible club. Next slide. You need to use Rotary's action plan to make your club simply irresistible. Next slide, please. Thank you. And don't forget to make your club an irresistible club. Thank you, friends. Any questions?
Thank you, PDG Kailash, for this wonderful lecture. It's an amazing one. I'm sure people have learned something. Your last slide says, use your Rotary action plan to make your club simply irresistible. I grabbed that. So I'm going to make sure my unique club will not just be unique, but very, very irresistible. So right now, fellow Rotarians, guests, and family of Rotary here present, if you have any questions and or contribution, kindly raise your hand. The floor will be all yours. Thank you.
Yes, Faisal, you can ask your question.
Thank you, Rotarian Jethani. I really enjoyed your presentation. It's so a lot of facts in there, and one thing that we are facing, and you've mentioned that, is that we've been 1.2 million members. We've been to 1.2 million members for the past 20 years. We recruit 50 years. We recruit 50 members a year, 50,000 a year, and we lose 50,000 a year. So our retention is really not that good. But one thing you touched on is not only our contribution, the club's contribution to the community, but our contribution, the individuals, the members. Now, the questions I'm asking you is why should Rotarians join? Why should I join Rotary, for example? What is the benefit? Is it for me? And that's why people are joining other charity clubs now. Even Rotrax, there's no age limits. You can join and leave at any time. But I think we failed. Rotary failed its members because, and you touched upon that because you said that professional development is one area that especially the younger Rotarians are looking for. But the question is, what are Rotarians getting back from Rotary? And that's something we have not really touched on. And that's why people leave. They join a Rotary club and in 2-3 years they leave. They go somewhere else. So I would like you to share your experience with that, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Friends, very interesting point and very pertinent question. And at the same time, it's a very old query that we all have been facing for a long time, that why is it that in the last not 20 years, but it's almost 25 years that we have talking about 1.2 million and not we have not grown. Friends, I can draw a parallel here. I don't know about your countries and your geographies, but at the same time, it's universal. I believe that whenever you go to a movie theater, it's not only the screen and the movie that you have. It's all other allied infrastructure that is provided for giving you a delightful experience. It's not only the movie that you go and see, but it's also the popcorn you go and have it over there. It's also the cleaner washrooms and the state of art, entrance and exit that you have over there. Just imagine if there was a movie theater, a cinema hall, which did not have these facilities. Just imagine, would people go to those movie theaters? No. So they need to have all this, and Rotary has all this. The problem with us that we, in our clubs, are not able to tell them what Rotary has, what Rotary can provide. And for that, we should be knowing our stories, and that's where the impact is coming from. I have tried to, retain a lot of people who had decided to leave Rotary and spoke to me that, sir, this is not for me, and I believe I should look at some other place to see to it that if they were looking for service projects, we were giving them the examples of service projects that other clubs are doing. We should be instilling some sense of pride in our members. There are so many projects that your neighboring club must have done, your district club must have done. There are projects which will definitely instill that pride in each one of you, that you should call yourselves a Rotarian to others, because we only do good in the world. Internally, we may have our own politics, we may have our own fallings, but that is okay. I mean, that is normal. I believe no organization, I believe, is devoid of politics. So don't worry about these small things. Don't make it as an excuse for people to leave Rotary. Some people just say that no, there's a lot of politics for leadership there, and that is why I thought I should leave. There's no organization, friends. Let me be very clear. You in the world, I'm talking about, not only in India but in the world. You name any organization which is any spiritual organization, any political organization have to be political. But any organization, any non-governmental organization, no organization is devoid of politics. And politics is in itself not bad. I believe so. If you do it for organization, it is good. If you do it for yourself, it is not good. So here we need to understand that what we are doing and what others have done, and whether we can tell those stories to people. Once you start telling those stories to people, I believe people will want to be with the organization and try out whatever ideas they have. Now, a lot of people join Rotary for different reasons. Some join for friendships and fellowship. Some join for service. Some join because they have been forced by someone to join. Even if they have been forced by some friends to join Rotary, they should find that value. And there are a lot of tools for us to keep them engaged. There are more than 100 fellowships. What else can an organization provide? More than 100 fellowships where you can pursue your hobby. Whatever hobby you have, you name it, you have it on the Rotary fellowships. But how many people who have led the organization knew that there was one such group in the organization which was pursuing that hobby, and I could have joined hands with that and pursued the hobby? I've seen people staying with the organization just because they love cricket as a sport. They are not there for service. They are not there for fellowship, friendship. They are there for their hobby. At least they are engaged and they are stuck to the organization. And once they are stuck to the organization, they'll come around and they'll start doing what we are doing. They will start helping us with the service projects. They'll start taking up leadership roles in the clubs. There's a lot of potential, but we need to show that potential to members who are leaving. And I believe that we can stem. And I told you, friends, that there's a hockey stick effort. That the recent decline is an alarm to all of us. That if we need our organization to grow, we should now pay attention to what is happening in the organization, and we should streamline everything so that it becomes attractive to those members. I hope I have answered your question.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Hi, the Rotary actor in our midst. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay, I thank you very much, PDG Kailash. Thank you. I'm sure everyone has their reasons for joining Rotary. The most important thing, like you just said, is to the potentials or your reasons for joining. What are your reasons? And then giving your very best in the club. I want to officially welcome and recognize my AG, AG Charity Chamin, the AG of all the E-clubs in District 9127. You're highly recognized, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
I also want... The floor is yours, ma'am.
Yes. Yes.
President, my magic president.
Yeah, it is attached.
Who is that? My magic president, the PDGs in our midst, district present and past district officers here present, visiting Rotarians, contractors, and our guests. Please permit me to leave my camera off. I really appreciate you all for attending this meeting, and I'm very grateful for the invitation, my magic president. I've learned a great deal, and please, I want to plead if this meeting recording can be shared, because there are a lot I've learned from the talk. I'm grateful to
Yes,
you
it
all.
will be shared. I'll send you the YouTube link so you can replay.
Okay, thank you so much. Once again,
You're
I'm grateful.
welcome,
I'll send
my
my essay at the end of the meeting.
It's okay, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. I also want to recognize the very irresistible Rotarian Carol Phillips, my CP Kate, and Vivek. I want to specially recognize these people. And again, I want to recognize another very irresistible member, Dominica. I appreciate your presence in my meeting always. Thank you so much for the honor. I appreciate you all.
Thank you for having me. Always great.
Thank you, Dominica.
Thank you very much, Chatter President, for having me. I'm on the road heading home, but I had to log in to listen to a great leader, PDG Kailash. He supported me so much when I was a CP. He spoke to my club and kept attending our club meetings. Thank you very much, PDG.
Yeah. Oh, you're always welcome.
Thank you, my president, magic president. Thank you so much. It's great honor to listen. Renowned personality from India, my home country. Thank you so much.
Welcome, Vivek.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for wonderful presentation. Thank you for invitation. Thank you, PPBJ, all the time, inviting us, and we are always great learning. And Kailash ji, definitely a great thing that personally also we were in presidential conference, and meeting online is always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you again, VJ, for the invitation, and thank you, President, for also inviting. So I got 2 invitations for today. Okay. Thank you for having us. Very interesting presentation. Thank you, presenter.
Thank you, Kailash bhai. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kailash ji.
I want to call on Rotary and Bridget, please. Could you give the vote of thanks to our guest speaker?
Thank you, Kailash ji. You are my inspiring, you are my motivator.
You're welcome.
Same here.
Oh, thank you very much. This is Bridget speaking from RC Abuja Kuba Gateway. Thank you very much, our guest speaker, PDG Kailash. Thank you. That was a wonderful presentation. I have shamelessly copied, and I'm going back to put it to action, and I learned so much, and we are so grateful. Thank you for that wonderful lecture. I just want to add up a little thing where the other speaker, when somebody asked a question about people know why they join Rotary and all that. I think one of the reasons why a lot of people joined is to meet people, seek for jobs, seek for connections, and when they don't stay patiently enough to get that connection, some of them just way off. And another thing is also the money. When we all remove that cap of charity and people think of what they will gain from it, not remembering that we have come to support, the indigent, the poor. I mean, some people came in for personal gains, and when they don't get it, I mean, they kind of wave off. So thank you for the answer you gave. We'll patiently keep, working together, making sure that the right people come in. For those who come in rightfully to support charity will always stay. I think that's my thinking about that. So thank you very much. That was a wonderful presentation, and we learned so much. Thank you.
I have a very interesting take on what you said right now. And that is, can I take 2 minutes, President Wayne? President Wayne.
Yes, I'm here.
Can I take 2 minutes?
Sorry?
Can I take 2 minutes more?
Sure, you can. You can.
So, responding to what ma'am said just now, is that, of course, people sometimes, join the organization for personal gains, maybe for business connections and maybe for business development. And in our part of the world, I believe, initially in those earlier days, people would not like the people who have joined for business, like people who want to sell insurance policies or who wants to sell financial products. If they would join, people would not like it. People who are professionals, if they would join for clients, people would not like it. But, the problem does not lie what happens after their joining. The problem lies in how you make them join. What is the kind of understanding that you give them about our organization? So if the introducer or the sponsor of the new member tells the new member said that if you join this organization, you'll get a lot of clients. You'll get a lot of business. And after coming to Rotary, if they find that they are going out seeking for business and clients and people are shirking them off, this puts them off, and that is why they leave the organization. So where is the problem? The problem is that we are not selling our organization in a right manner, or we should be deselling, I rather. We should be telling them that, of course, it will give you a lot of business connections, but don't specifically seek business, because once you seek business, people will be put off. People should pursue you for your business. People should pursue you for your skills. People should pursue you for what you have to offer. And your word will spread and you'll get more business out of Rotary. And I've seen people modeling their businesses out of what Rotary has done in the past century by making branches and things like that. And they have agreed and admitted that it was only Rotary which opened their eyes, and that's how their business flourished. But at the same time, please try and understand how we make the new members join. What we tell them before joining is very important for the retention of the new members after joining. Ashish Moge, I guess, has raised his hand. Do we have time for more questions?
Yeah, thank you, PDG Mr. Kailash. This is Ashish Moger from India, Mumbai. E-Caro to all my Nigerian friends. And E-Caro is good morning. And I would like to just mention that PDG's name is Mr. Kailash. And the meaning of Kailash in India is white mountains. We call it Himalaya. And which safeguards India from all across the border. So likewise, Mr. Kailash, he's a white mountain for Rotary India, who safeguards everybody's interest, and that's how the Rotary India is intact with all his members. And I remember when he said that we have number of fellowships. I'm a very passionate dancer, and we have a Rotal competition every year in India, and that's how Mr. Kailash promoted this event. And I'm glad to say that every year I participate, I win the competition, and that's how this motivates me to be a member. And then I call all my friends and relatives, and they also enjoy this event. So this is one of the fellowship which I love, and I appreciate Mr. Kailash for promoting all these fellowships in a bigger way in India. Thank you.
Welcome, Ashish. It's always nice having an IPP in the room.
Right.
Thank you very much for taking the time to answer the question. Thank you for enlightening us. Personally, I joined Rotary because of friendship and the connectivity. And I would say I have been richly, richly blessed to meet great people in Rotary. And in the line of meeting the people I have met in Rotary, I want to use this opportunity to speak about a man I hold dear to my heart. He's none other than PPVJ. He's been not just a friend, he's been a great mentor. He's been very supportive since I assumed the position of the charter president of this unique club. He's effortlessly worked and tirelessly worked with and for me, ensuring that each meeting goes on smoothly, allows us to use his Zoom link, and goes as far as airing it on his YouTube channel. And I mean, it's live streamed on the YouTube channel. This unique club will forever be grateful to you. And in the light of showing our appreciation to you, PPVJ, the board of members have given us the express opportunity to make you an honorary member of our great unique club, District 9127. I would enjoin everyone here to please, if your hands are not too busy, unmute yourself and please clap to welcome our newest member to the great unique club of Nigeria, District 9127.
Thanks, VPVN. It's really an honor for me to work with you. And I find you very, very energetic to work with. And it's my pleasure to be working with you for all this time.
Thank you. I'm honored. Thank you so much, PPVJ. So moving on, we are going to make the meeting a bit more jovial. Let's take one Rotary song, please.
You need to present the certificate first, President.
I have presented the certificate. I have projected the certificate.
You projected the formally you need to, I think it was cut off.
Oh, okay. Let me do that right away. Okay, on behalf of Rotary E-Club of Unique Nigeria, we present a certificate of appreciation to you, PDG Kailash Jethani, for an enlightening talk and an outstanding lecture on Rotary's action plan. We do appreciate your presence, your time, your efforts to speak to us, to make us understand the reasons why we should become Rotarians and why we join Rotary. Thank you so very much, PDG Kailash. We know that we would see more of you in our meetings. This is not going to be the last meeting you would appear in. You would always be present in our meetings moving forward. And we know that when we call on you for mentorship, for advice, you would give it to us freely. Thank you so much, PDG Kailash.
Always there, always there. My pleasure.
Thank you. So let's take a Rotary song. I would call on my Duchess. She's got a very wonderful voice. Rotarian Lucy, please. Can you make this house a bit more vibrant?
Hello.
Hi.
Good evening once again, fellow Rotarians. I will take the song A Helping Hand. I hope that'll be okay. I'll take it's a small world of laughter. It's a small world of laughter. At the mention of District 3142, I will take it. And the tune goes thus. La 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 la. District 3142 is a small world of laughter, a world of tears. It's a world of hopes and a world of fears. There's so much that we share that is time we're aware. It's a small world after all. Everybody is a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world. There is just one moon and one golden sun, and a smile means friendship to everyone. Through the mountains divide and the oceans are wide, it's a small world after all. Everybody is a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world. It's really a small world after all. Thank you, my president.
Thank you.
Amazing.
My
Amazing.
Duchess.
President VM, just one announcement if you permit.
Okay.
Friends, on the 13th, we are having a joint meeting with the aide to President Stephanie Urchik, Tom Gump, who will be coming to address us on the topic of enjoying Rotary. And the Rotary Club of Unique Nigeria is also a joint co-host. It will be at 3:30 p.m. your time, that's Western African time, and 8 p.m. India time. So kindly take note and do join. Thank you.
Thank you, PPVJ, for helping me out with the announcement. I was actually going to do that, but thank you for helping out with the announcement. So please, every member of District 9 of Unique Club, and of District 9127, please try and find yourself in the meeting on Friday, right?
Yeah.
That's on the 13th, 3:30 p.m. Nigerian time. Trust me, it's a meeting you wouldn't want to miss. We're about 15 clubs coming
We are
together
around
to have
20 clubs, 20
Oh
clubs
wow, we're
from
20
6
clubs coming
countries.
together for a joint meeting.
20
So
clubs from 6 countries.
it promises to be enlightening. So please try and be there. Thank you. Well, time has been fast spent. Rotary says we should always meet for 1 hour. We've spent above an hour. So it is time to say good night to each and every one of us here present. Thank you to everybody who participated in today's meeting. I cannot thank you enough for always honoring the invitation. It's always good to have everyone globally. I have people from Jamaica, Uganda, India, America, Canada, UK, Nigeria, from all over the world here.
Ghana,
That's the
Benin.
beauty of being a Rotarian. I appreciate you all. Our next meeting is going to be on the 25th of this month. We hope to see everyone here present at that meeting. Until then, enjoy the rest of your evening and the rest of the week. See you.